Hello, my name is Claire Kim, and this is my presentation on the multimorbidity assignment. So a little history on the multimorbidity. The multimorbidity index is used to predict the prognosis of patients based on their diagnosed history. This index is different from others because it utilizes each diagnosis as a separate independent variable using ICD-9 codes. So instead of classifying these diagnoses into categories, it is built from thousands of diagnoses. And the prognosis is determined by finding the cross-validated area under a receiving operated characteristic curve, also known as the ROC curve. So this is the data that was given, and this is what was cleaned through the past assignments, and this is what we will use to find the body system adjustments, the accuracy, and the likelihood ratios. So here we have the ontological adjustment codes. These are the codes that we use to adjust, to make the adjusted likelihood ratios using the ICD-9 codes that were given to us. And for the select ICD-9 shorts and the sums, you actually have to repeat it a few times for the other ICD-9 shorts, and then you will move on to the joining of them to create the new C, new D, the new B, D, and new AB, and then you will get the adjusted likelihood ratios. So these are the new likelihood of mortality for the next 6 months. This is what we get after generalizing the ICD-9 codes and using the adjusted likelihood ratios. So here is our body system adjustment codes. This is when we took the max of all the diagnoses and put them into our body systems to get the predicted. And then this is basically all the ICD codes that we've got from adjusting the body system. So for the body system progression, I used the ID 603233, and the code on the left is what I got and what I pulled from to use for the progression. So this shows the initial hospitalization. The age is 50.25, and this is how it starts, and then you will see the progression as we go on to the next slide. So this is the progression for time 2, and as you can see that there has been more body systems that have been identified and an increase in the levels of them. So this is the last progression at death, and as you can see there are very high levels of these body systems, and there are many more that have been included as well. So here we show the difference in accuracies of the Charlson versus the multimorbidity indexes. The Charlson is area under the curve is 0.06, whereas the multimorbidity index is at 0.86, and that could be seen as 86%, and while the Charlson could be seen as 6%. And so you can see that there is a bigger and wider curve showing that the multimorbidity index is actually more accurate than the Charlson, and therefore it is better to use the Charlson as it allows those to have multiple existing conditions to determine their mortality rate, and based on the area under the curves, it does have a higher accuracy than the Charlson. And that was my presentation for the multimorbidity index. Thank you for listening.